Well, breaking news, it is coming in from the border areas. This is the Shambhu border between Punjab and Haryana. Key border area there. As you can see, tear gas has been lobbed against protesting farmers. These farmers gathered in large numbers from Punjab and Haryana, congregating here at the Shambhu border before they really make their way into the national capital. So it's a key border area. The national highway has been blocked over there, as you can see, and farmers began gathering at this border since early this morning. They decided that they will take a decision at around 3 p.m. on how to enter Delhi. Now what we're learning is that tear gas has been used on protesting farmers. This, of course, is the latest as the police-farmer standoff intensifies to the Shambhu border. My colleague Vishal is reporting live from the Shambhu border. We are going to try and connect with Vishal in just a bit. Remember, we're trying to establish connection with our reporters on the ground as these tear gas visuals, of course, come in at the moment. It's going to be interesting to see how this pans out over the next few days, because the government, while on the one hand has said that talks are on, they are hopeful of a breakthrough via dialogue. They will set up a committee to look into the demands of the farmers. The farmers have decided to not buy into the narrative of the government. They have decided to go ahead with the protest march after the talks yesterday were inconclusive, a complete failure in terms of achieving a consensus on the key demand of a minimum support price, a legal guarantee for the minimum support price. What you can see now is the protest spiraling. It has intensified very clearly from the visuals that we're getting on our screens. This, viewers, for the benefit of viewers joining us now, is the Shambhu border, the Punjab Haryana border, where farmers had gathered in large numbers. Protesting farmers from both the states of Punjab and Haryana gathered at the Shambhu border, deciding on their strategy to enter the national capital. While this protest has reached Delhi's borders, what we are seeing is a very clear standoff between the farmers and the police, who are incumbent on driving the farmers away, not letting them breach the border at Shambhu so that they can make their way to the national capital. Remember, farmers who we've spoken with, farmer leaders who we've spoken with here on NDTV have said that they are not going anywhere till their demands are met. This is the second time that farmers are protesting against the government. The first protest was against the three controversial laws that were passed in Parliament. The government ultimately had to roll back those controversial farm laws, and it was a victory for the farmers, after which they withdrew the agitation. They say they've come prepared with machinery. They say they've come prepared with supplies, with ration, in order to camp at the border sites once more till they are allowed entry and an audience with the government while talks continue. You just heard Arjun Munda, the minister, say that talks are continuing. At the same time, a bitter standoff there between the security forces and the farmers, with the security forces making it very clear that the farmers will not be allowed to breach borders and will have to in fact retract. Tear gas has been fired on protesting farmers at the Shambhu border. The farmers' protest at Delhi's doorstep has intensified. This very clearly, the visuals you're seeing on your screens, is testament to the fact that this protest has in fact intensified. My colleague Vishal, who is all right, his phone, I believe, is not reachable at the moment. He is in fact at the Shambhu border where this tear gas shelling has in fact taken place. One sincerely hopes that we can connect with him in just a bit. Meanwhile, we will try and connect with reporters on other border areas as well to try and get a sense of what's happening there. I do believe that we have Vedant with us. He is at the Singhu border, but we'll stay with these shots from the Shambhu border because it's really dramatic what we're seeing on our screens right now. Tear gas being lobbed on protesting farmers. The farmers say they're not going anywhere, and the security forces, from what we can see on our screens, are incumbent to make sure that the farmers don't reach anywhere close to Delhi. They don't breach that Shambhu border. This, remember, is not a Delhi border. The Shambhu border is a border between the states of Punjab and Haryana. This is a key meeting point for the farmers from Punjab and Haryana, who are both congregating at this particular border in order to make their way to Delhi. Let's go across to Vedant. He's reporting live from the Singhu border at the moment. Vedant, while of course we're continuously talking about the situation on Delhi's borders, we're continuously reporting on the hour-long traffic jam. Several of our colleagues coming in from Gurgaon and Noida into office today have been delayed by several hours because of long winding traffic jams. The protest clearly has intensified. We are getting in visuals at the moment from Shambhu border where there is tear gas shelling. What is the situation where you are at the moment? How many protesters have gathered? And also give us a sense of what's happening as far as national highway connectivity into Delhi is concerned from where you are.
Well, Rishika, I'll give you a quick update from ground zero. What we're learning from our sources within the Delhi police is that they've received instructions from the Punjab and inputs from Punjab and Haryana to ramp up security here, which is why, just 5 minutes back, two to four companies of rapid action forces were deployed here, and they formed human chains here. In fact, the entire road has been blocked right now as we speak. Remember, this road was completely open in the morning, in early morning today. But right now this road has been completely blocked, and they've received inputs that they need to check every truck and every vehicle coming from Punjab and Haryana. That is what we're picking up from our sources within the Delhi police. No commercial vehicles are being allowed, but what we are told is that even private vehicles coming from Haryana and Punjab are being checked at this border point. And remember, buses coming from Haryana, there you can see there are a couple of buses coming from Haryana, and they are being checked thoroughly by the police here. Several police personnel going inside those buses and making sure that there are no weapons inside and there are no farmers that are actually coming in as far as these public transport buses are concerned. But here, unprecedented, given the fact that almost close to 200 police personnel are on this stretch of the road itself. They've just received inputs from Punjab and Haryana to make sure that not even a single bus carrying protesters enters the national capital. This is what we are being told. So the Delhi police ramping up security as we speak. And this, of course, as you said, dramatic visuals coming in from Shambhu border as well, which is why security at all borders now will be ramped up. We have the Commissioner of Police, Sanjay Arora, also inspecting all these borders, and he told us just a short while back that in the next couple of hours the security will be intensified at all border areas, and their bid is to not let even one bus carrying protesters enter the national capital.
All right. So Vedant, the situation clearly is intensified, and earlier also you were speaking with those individuals who are trying to make their way into the national capital. What's the traffic situation where you are? And, let's just say that the farmers have made it very clear they're not going anywhere. We've had, reporters speaking with farmers, understanding what their strategy is going to be. They've come with supplies for 6 months. So they're here to stay. It remains to be seen whether there's any breakthrough in the talks, which the government says are ongoing. While we track that side of the story, how difficult is it at the moment to enter Delhi for the common man?
गले में नाक में बड़ी समस्या होती है, तो इसीलिए जो है लोग थोड़े पीछे हटे हैं, लेकिन बड़ी संख्या देखिए, पूरा पीछे से कैमरा घूमेगा, पीछे दूर तक आपको किसान ही किसान हैं और ट्रैक्टर ट्रॉलियां पीछे दूर तक दिखाई दे रही हैं। और किसानों के जो नेता हैं उनका ये कहना है कि पहले जब सारे इकट्ठे हो जाएंगे यहाँ पर जितने भी आने हैं, उसके बाद तय करेंगे कि आगे क्या करना है। लेकिन जिस तरह से यहाँ पर बड़ी संख्या में किसान जुट रहे हैं, उससे ये देखिए लगातार यहाँ पर ये देखिए लगातार आंसू गैस के गोले इसकी तरफ से दागे जा रहे हैं। लेकिन जो किसान आए हैं, प्रदर्शनकारी आए हैं विरोध प्रदर्शन करने, वो फिलहाल पीछे हटने को तैयार नहीं है। थोड़ी देर के लिए पीछे हटते हैं और उसके बाद और ज़्यादा पहले से और ज़्यादा हिम्मत के साथ बॉर्डर की तरफ बढ़ते हैं। तो दोनों तरफ से जोर आजमाइश ये देखिए लगातार आंसू गैस के गोले किस तरह से दागे जा रहे हैं, लेकिन धुआं इलाके में हो रहा है। लेकिन लोग जो हैं, किसान जो हैं, फिलहाल पीछे हटने को तैयार नहीं हैं। तो ये हालात हैं शंभू बॉर्डर के। शंभू बॉर्डर से अपने कैमरा सहयोगी राकेश सिंह के साथ।
All right, that was a very dramatic ground report by my colleague Sharad Sharma, who is at ground zero. at the Shambhu border where tear gas shells are being lobbed. The farmers, as you can see, they're trying to throw mud on the tear gas that is coming in order to prevent the impact of the tear gas. But we could see several farmers running literally, because of the impact of that tear gas over there. Sharad reporting from the center of the action where all those tear gas shells are being lobbed, sending us that ground report, saying that despite the fact that there's been tear gas lobbed against protesting farmers, they don't intend to go anywhere. Let me go back to my colleague Vedant, who's with us from the Shambhu border. All right, we'll try and reconnect with Vedant in just a bit. Remember, the security situation across Delhi's borders has been intensified. There's heavy security deployment as over 200 different unions and about 1 lakh farmers have expressed their intent to Delhi Chalo today. Farmers' protest has begun today. For how long are the farmers going to sit in this protest? One doesn't know at the moment. What farmers have told NDTV is that they are here to stay. They are here to stay at Delhi's borders till their demands are met. Just for perspective, let me also break down for the benefit of our viewers, what are the demands of the farmers? Why are these farmers protesting in such large numbers? Why is there so much tension at Delhi's borders? Farmers want a law to guarantee minimum support prices. Currently, there is minimum support price, but only for select crops. And also, not all produce of the farmers is brought by government. A lot of the produce of the farmers is sold in the free market, and therefore the farmers are not at liberty to decide, but market forces decide the sort of price for that produce. So farmers want a legally guaranteed minimum support price for all crops. Currently, the central government has set a minimum support price for only 23 crops each year. But this, remember, is applicable only to the produce that is bought by the government. Not all produce is bought by the government. There is no statutory backing for these prices at the moment. These prices are not set in stone. The farmers are saying that the MSP calculation as per the MS Swaminathan Commission's formula should be done, which is not being done at the moment. According to MS Swaminathan Commission, the farmers claim that the MSP for several produce should be higher. The farmers at the moment are saying that they want an MSP for all crops that are being produced. At present, it is only for 23 crops. What does the government say? Where is the government stuck? The government is essentially stuck between a rock and a hard place, because while, of course, they want to meet the demands of the farmers, the consumers' interest and the consumers' demand also has to be kept in mind. So it's a tough balancing act as far as the government is concerned, to be able to achieve a balance between consumer interest and farmers' demands. The government has said they are incumbent on continuing talks with farmer organizations. They've also said that another committee should be set up to look into the farmers' demands for a permanent solution into the matter. Arjun Munda has said that he's extremely hopeful of a breakthrough in the coming days. So while, of course, the farmer agitation, the government's dilemma is one part of the story, there is a very real impact for you and me, the viewers. There is a very, very real impact for the people living in the National Capital Region, for the people living in Delhi. Goods vehicles entry has been banned. From the Greater Noida Highway, goods vehicles have been banned from the Sirsa side. And going into Delhi at the moment from NCR is also nothing short of a nightmare. Going to Delhi from the Chilla border, there are several restrictions in place. Going to Delhi from the DND border, there are hour-long traffic jams. If you're going to Delhi from Noida, you must look at the traffic advisories very carefully, because there are severe restrictions, several blockades that have been put, several roads that have entirely been shut off, as a result of which there are diversions leading to delays. Going to Delhi using the Yamuna Expressway at the moment, also there are diversions. Similarly, there are also several diversions and barricading that has been done on the Haryana side of the border, which is the Gurgaon side of the border, for the benefit of our viewers. So you have to really look at the Delhi Police traffic advisory in order to understand where all there is barricading, what are the roads that one should avoid at the moment, and what are the kind of diversions in place. Like I said, there were hour-long traffic jams that several NDTV colleagues were stuck in order to make it to work this morning. That's once again just highlighting how bad the situation is. The Delhi airport has issued an advisory to all passengers trying to catch a flight today that they must look at the traffic advisory and, of course, plan their travel accordingly. But the action, ladies and gentlemen, is at the the Shambhu border at the moment, where tear gas has been lobbed on protesting farmers. Clearly, this agitation has only intensified. The signs are very clear that the government is not going to allow protesting farmers anywhere near Delhi. My colleague Vishal is at ground zero. Vishal, what's happening? Firstly, are you safe? There was tear gas shelling where you were. Are you and our colleague who's handling your camera, are you both safe? And what's happening?
Yeah, we are safe right now. So as soon as the clock hit 12, that's when the farmers were, sources were saying this. They were supposed to make their first push. So before that could happen, the police and the CRPF personnel, they fired about 24 tear gas canisters. They have landed all over the place. You can see there are at least 500 to 1,000 people here. They've come from all across Punjab. About 1,700 trucks are lined up till here. So more than 200 farmer unions from all across North India have congregated to this place, and they are expected to cross this border of Haryana and Punjab and go to the other side. We are on the Punjab side, and they are expected to go to the other side, which is Haryana, and then further move towards Delhi. Their whole motto is Delhi Chalo. That's what they've been saying. Their demands of MSP and to get the perpetrators of Lakhimpur Kheri violence to be punished. These are the top two demands of them. There are totally 10 demands. So right now the situation has somewhat calmed down, but just 5-7 minutes ago it was absolute pandemonium here. People were running helter-skelter. 24 tear gas canisters landed near us, and we could also barely breathe for a few seconds. I have this wet cloth wrapped around my neck. So if the tear gas canisters land near us, so we would have to wrap this around our mouth to protect us against the poisonous gas, which is the tear gas. So that's what the authorities had advised us. And you can see a lot of protesters, when the tear gas canisters landed, they tried to extinguish the canisters as soon as they landed. So a lot of bravery shown by the farmers so far. Still people are coming in, thousands are lined up on. I would request my cameraman to zoom to the other side of the protest, which is that bridge over here. That bridge is filled with protesters. Innumerable tractors are there, and wide arrangements have been done by the protesters. There are multiple langars all across this area. People are distributing food, free food and water to everyone. There are water tankers scattered across this area. So the farmers have come in with. So if you can hear, their new canisters fire has been done just now. So we'll see how many canisters are fired. You can see some smoke bombs there. They have been fired.
So
it's pretty uncomfortable if you inhale that gas canister.
Second round of tear gas firing at the Shambhu border. Vishal is reporting live. Vishal, if you need to take a moment to go to a safer place, please do so. Your safety is paramount at the moment. But what Vishal has just shown us in that live feed is that a second round of tear gas has actually been lobbed at protesting farmers. We'll try and get back to Vishal. Vishal, do find yourself a safe spot from where you can report, and we'll come back to you in just a moment. The question really is, what's the provocation? Why has suddenly tear gas been fired at protesting farmers? What was the provocation? Vishal, if you're still there and if you can hear me, what was the provocation the first time and what was the provocation this time around?
I didn't see any provocation, Rishika. So protesters have been coming in for hours now. They have been stationed at the border that separates Haryana and Punjab, which is the Shambhu border. So we are on the Punjab side. On the other side of the bridge is Haryana. So the protesters are waiting for instructions from higher up to, make the first push. They hadn't done that, but I think the police have fired these tear gas canisters in anticipation to suppress these protesters so that they are discouraged and they don't move to the other side, because that is their whole motto. They want to cross this bridge, move to Haryana, and then go to Delhi and ask the government for their demands. So this,
And let's not forget, Vishal, as you're reporting, that there are farmers in large numbers. We don't know how many farmers have gathered, but in large numbers, farmers have gathered there. Like Vishal said, the organization with which these farmers come for these protests is, we're no stranger to this. We've reported on this in the past. There is free food, water, there are water tankers, there's free food being distributed to everybody. They've come with full preparation. Their preparation and their organization was formidable last time around as well. And let's not forget that while Vishal says there was no provocation, the cops clearly are outnumbered. If you look at the number of farmers who've gathered over there, Vishal, correct me if I'm wrong, the police forces, even though there is a large number of companies that have been deployed, they are clearly outnumbered at the moment, aren't they?
Yes, they are. So my limited vision can only see at least 1,000 to 2,000 people. If the cameraman can show across from all the directions, right from the bridge that starts there up until the border of Haryana and Punjab, there are at least 1,000 to 2,000 people which I can see, and there are more coming in. Only 1,700 tractors have started only from one area of Punjab. So you can imagine how many would be coming in from all the directions of Punjab. So as far as, as far as the provocation is concerned, I haven't seen any provocation from the protester. There was a few arguments in the beginning when they had come in, but they have not tried to climb the border. As you can see there's a drone flying there. I would request my cameraman to show that drone. This seems to be a drone that is giving visuals as well as dropping smoke bombs maybe. We had heard yesterday that the drones could also drop smoke bombs. That's not been verified, but people are running here and there scared, so that is the probability maybe. So we'll have to see how many smoke canisters are fired and what's the situation here. We'll report you as soon as we get it.